Hi, welcome to Dependisplaining. My name is Jennifer.
I'm Veronica.
And today we have a special guest. Introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Melissa.
Hi, Melissa!
Yay, Melissa's here to join us for this episode. But first, let's talk about our platforms so everyone knows how to reach us. Especially after this episode, this is going to be a really interesting one.
Oh, yeah.
So you can reach us at dependisplaining@gmail.com or Twitter or the Facebook or the Instagram or call Jen.
Yeah, call me.
Her phone number is, hurry, grab a pen. Just kidding.
I have a very long phone number, so just don't even bother. It's
There's
okay.
letters and numbers in it and characters.
I mean, I had to have all the special characters in it. And it's like a password, basically.
It's a password. And your password is strong.
Yeah, super strong.
Super strong.
So, sorry you can't crack the code.
Yeah. But yes, now you know how to reach us, and let's get to talking. So Melissa is not American, turns out, and she is married to an American. So let's have her tell us a little bit about herself. How long have you been a military spouse?
So, I've been married for 5 years, but we've known each other for about 78 years.
Okay. 78 years?
78.
It's been 84 years. Feels like it, but keep going.
I'm from Belgium originally. My first language is French. So I spoke French. I spoke French all my life until I was about 22. I learned English in school. I went to college to study translation, including English and also a little bit of Spanish, but I lost it. And I've been probably fluent in English for probably as long as I've been married, so 5 years.
She learned English in school.
Yeah.
When we were stationed in Belgium, we encountered a lot of Belgians that were fluent in English because they learned it in school.
Well, it really depends on the school that you are.
Yeah.
And it depends if you took the option of learning a second language.
Right.
Because, like, my brother never did. But I did because I was focused on languages.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of, I mean, like in high school, how you had to choose an elective and it had to be a foreign language sometimes. Right. So I took French because I wasn't going to conform to Spanish.
But do you know French?
No.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
How long did you learn it for?
So the first high school I went to, I actually learned, I was learning verbs and how to put them all together in sentences. And then I got to public high school and we learned how to decorate our flat. And make a character for ourselves. And that apparently was really important to do. I'm not sure why.
And you got to eat escargot, I'm sure, at one point.
No, we didn't eat any foods. No, I ate more foods when I was at my other high school. I went to a Catholic high school for a year. And she taught us more than I could ever have learned. I mean, taking 2 years in high school, in my other high school, was crazy.
That's so funny.
Teachers.
I'm not gonna lie, the most that I learned English was in college, not in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it's probably a lot more focused in there, too. Yeah. And you were telling me, too, and your college, it was free?
No, it's
not fully free. It was cheap.
Yes. So
really cheap.
You can fall under certain categories depending on how much money your parents make. So if you are under that threshold, you can go for free.
Yeah.
And basically the government will pay your tuition and it will pay for all your books and all the things that you need. Sometimes they even get you a laptop if you need it.
Wow. Oh, that's very nice.
Unfortunately, my parents were over the threshold, so the government didn't pay for anything. But my tuition for a whole year, so we don't do by classes like you guys do. We do like a year. My tuition for a year was 800 euros, which is like maybe a little under $1,000.
For the whole year?
For the whole year.
Could you take any amount of classes that you wanted to?
It's a specific set amount of classes. You can't just pick like, I'm going to pick like English 101, French 101. It's like a cursus and it's spread throughout the 5 years.
Oh, so they kind of, so they set you down and they get you a whole plan set up. Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really nice.
And for that price, I mean, in the States, it's like they nickel and dime you for everything.
Well, and the thing is like, if you're not like fully committed to like whatever, those counselors or whatnot that are supposed to help you, you're just like kind of like a lost puppy and they're going like, what classes do I need? I don't know what I'm supposed to take. And and what electives do I take, or what general eds do I need? Like, that's college. I'm like, I have no idea.
I didn't have to pick any classes. They were like, hey, if you want to study English, this is what you can take. Mm-hmm. The only thing that sucks is that the way the States does it is once you have your class, you can keep that. Because ours is divided in 5, because I went for 5 years for a master's degree. Mm-hmm. Because it's separated in 5, you cannot get your full class until you're done with your 5 years.
Oh.
Does that make sense? Like English, like I couldn't get English points, like how is it called?
Like credits?
Yeah, I couldn't get the credit because I didn't technically finish that in a year. I would have finished it at the end of the 5 years. So it's like separated in blocks of, like, if like all the classes that you guys take when you're in college, if you take all of those, if you take all of those and separate them in like blocks of 5, mm-hmm. and that would be like 1 year, like your first year you do a fifth of that class, and then the second year you do the second fifth of that class.
Okay, I see.
But still, it sounds better than what we have to go through in the States for that price.
It's
way
so
better.
Complicated to me. Because, like, Brian was my husband. He tells me about the GI Bill and everything. And he's like, well, which classes do you want to take? And, like, I don't know. I never had to do that because it doesn't work that way in Belgium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a really tricky system for me.
Yeah, it is. I'm right there with you. And I'm American. I don't understand it, half the shit. I mean, you get thrown into it when you're 18 and you're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do yet, and nobody's really can help me figure out what I want to do with my life, and like, they can, and too, like those, I don't know what they're called, but whatever that help you get your degree going or whatnot, they can only help you to a certain point, like, here are the classes here's a list of classes that you can take if this is where you want to go, but you still have to pick all that shit out, and it's like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, it's really, really hard for me. I tried to understand, like, with the minors and the majors and, like, the general classes, the elective, I have no clue.
There's too much.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be a dentist. Perfect. These are the classes that you have to take.
Yeah.
That's it. Take these in this order.
And they have it. But then they make it so fucking complicated because they're like, in order to take the class that you have to take, you got to take these 3 classes beforehand. But you can't get into this class because you got to take this class beforehand because you didn't qualify. And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
My brain can't handle this. I am just gonna don't do anything.
Someone simplify college for me, please, because I just feel stupid.
Yeah.
So technically, in the States, if let's say you become a dentist, so you have your master's degree in dentistry, you could have been a different path than someone else. Like, you could have taken different classes, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, for me, everybody who goes to, like, translation school or that goes to medical school, they all have the same classes.
Oh.
It's not like, I want to take this, I want to take this. No, like, this is your classes. You have to pass those in order to be a dentist.
Okay.
That's so much. I feel like that's just so much smarter and uncomplicates everything.
We went off on a tangent about school.
I know.
Sorry.
Right. That was great. But it's good. It's a good little detour for people who are wondering.
Systems.
Yeah. It's cool to know about.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, okay, so you said you've been married for 5 years?
Yes.
But you've known him for about 7 to 8?
Yes, probably more 7.
How did you guys meet?
So, my husband was stationed in Belgium. He came there from Japan, and he was very sad at first, because obviously if you go from really, really busy Japan to very countryside Belgium, it's a drastic change.
Super countryside, yeah. We were stationed there with Brian.
Yeah, and so we, as I was in college already, I was going to a pub, which I knew that there were a lot of native speakers that were there, and the reason I wanted to go there was to be able to practice English, because you can have conversations, in the education system, but it's never like an actual conversation that you have with a person on the street. So
whereas you're learning it very, very proper, and then you're able to immerse yourself in like slang and all that.
Yes, because when you are in college or even in high school, like, they're not going to teach you curse words, they're not going to teach you slang, they're not going to teach you all the
fun stuff.
Not the fun stuff. Like, the million ways to say you're drunk, and
Shit-faced.
That's right.
Faded.
That's so many. There's so many.
Yeah.
She gone.
Bye.
So that was the reason I wanted to go to that specific pub, because I knew a lot of Americans would go there. And the reason why Americans would go there is because it was an Irish pub that was run by actual Irish people. So everyone would speak English there. So it was a very like a safe haven for a lot of American people, a lot of English-speaking people, because everyone spoke English there. There was barely no French spoken. Yeah. So I would go there, and I met Brian, and we were friends for a couple years. And then I dated a few people, didn't work out. And then Brian and I decided to start dating each other. There's actually more to the backstory, but I don't think we have this much time.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
So we started dating, and then a couple months into a relationship, he got orders to Germany. So I was a little skeptical, a little scared at first, because I knew him for a while, but we hadn't been dating for a long time.
Yeah.
I was still living with my parents, and, just this guy comes into my life and is like, hey, you want to move to Germany with me? I'm like, I don't know.
He bulldozed into your life, let's be honest. Brian doesn't just come in, he bulldozes in.
So I thought about it, talked to my parents about it, and they were like, well, even if it doesn't work out, how many times in your life are you going to have the opportunity to live in a different country? So I packed my car.
Sweet. My parents would have been like, no.
I know, that is super sweet. That is awesome that they were supportive of that.
Yeah, they were really supportive, and they knew I wasn't doing very well in school, so they were like, well, at least, you get life experience out of it. So so I packed my car, which I didn't have much, because like I said, I lived with my parents, so I didn't own furniture, I didn't own anything.
Yeah.
I just had my clothes and what was in my bedroom, which, bear in mind, I was a teenager, so there was a lot of posters on the wall. And so we moved to Germany. It was it's about 3-hour drive. We were stationed at Ramstein. It was about a 3-hour drive from that base to my parents' house. So it was not too bad. Like, we could go back and see my family quite often. And, I thought in my mind, I was like, well, if it doesn't work out, just pack my car and drive home.
Yeah.
This isn't too bad. It's not like we moved halfway across the world.
Yeah.
And then, so when we moved to Germany, we were still dating. And then I quickly found out that if we're not married, we're basically nothing for the military.
Right.
From the military standpoint.
Yes.
So we decided to get married. That was already like step one in the complicated path of our lives.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to get married initially in Belgium. Belgium refused because Brian was not a Belgian citizen, nor was he stationed in Belgium. So there was not really a reason for him to get married in Belgium.
Yeah.
They have, in Europe, they have the SOFA, which is the Status of Forces Agreement. And that is one of the rules, is like, you can't go and marry a local national. But there's ways around it. There is ways around it, but while you're in country, you cannot marry a person from that country. So Brian...
Well, here was the other way. Like, he couldn't marry me because he was not in country.
Oh, I thought it had to be... You still can't marry. Like, you have to leave...
Oh, I don't know.
You have to leave the host country.
I'm not sure about, like, exactly how, what the rules are. But I knew... We weren't in Belgium. We couldn't get married in Belgium. Yeah. Which is kind of doesn't make sense because I'm Belgian. What if I want to get married where my family is?
Well, that's one of the agreements with the with the SOFA. That's one of the agreements. They can't, because I believe Belgium is a ally. It's not a conquered country. Like, let's say Germany. Germany was conquered, so like it's very complicated, but. Belgium is all complicated. Belgium is an ally, so that's one of the agreements they have.
So then we asked my mother-in-law, who works at the local courthouse, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you can just come in. You just need your passport and $25." So we're like, "Oh, okay." So we booked our plane tickets, flew to Colorado, which is where my husband's from, and we got married at a courthouse. He was wearing shorts.
He's always wearing shorts.
And he forgot the money to pay for the marriage license as well.
Brian, come on.
So forgot the rings, forgot everything. I mean, it was like a regular day.
But it's nerve-wracking too, so he's probably nervous. Kyle chewed gum through our wedding.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah, he did. He was chewing gum, and I was like, stop chewing gum.
But yeah, so we got married in Colorado, got our marriage license, made a zillion copies, and then we flew back to Germany where we were stationed, and then from there I was able to get all my military, like a normal spousal benefits. I got an ID card, I got enrolled in DEERS, I got enrolled in TRICARE, all the normal spouse things.
Yeah.
And then from Germany, we got orders to the UK, which is where I met Jen. I knew Veronica from Belgium from afar. We never really interacted.
Yeah, briefly.
And then now we're in the UK, and we are getting ready to PCS to the US.
Now, you are still a Belgian citizen.
Yes.
What have you come across trying to move back to the States? Because obviously, you know, America's fucking bananas right now, and you need a lot of paperwork to be able to enter the country and to stay legally.
So the first hurdle that we ran into was when we got orders. It was my married name on the orders. And my plane tickets were with my married name as well. Mm-hmm. One thing that I was always told is that in Belgium you were not allowed to change your last name.
That's so weird to me.
That is really strange. I find that so strange.
That you can't even hyphenate it, to your married name / your maiden name.
I mean, so different than what we're used to, but
because then, now your mom has a different last name than you do.
Yes, my mom has a different last name than my dad.
So weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So no matter what, when you get married, you do not take your husband's name.
Not in Belgium. So this is what I was told.
Yeah.
By the local courthouse where I was from, and like nobody around me had the same name if they were married. Like my mom has a different last name than my dad. Uh-huh. I had my dad's last name, but basically my mom's last name is just going to die. Because
guys with her.
Yeah.
So all my papers were in my maiden name in Belgium, but all my military papers were in my married name.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was a problem, obviously, because I'm two different people. I have two different names. So I was like, well, this is a problem. I'm not going to get into the US because my passport doesn't match my plane ticket.
Because
your same name.
Your passport is Belgian with your maiden name.
Yes.
But your ticket is paid by the military, therefore it has your married name.
Yes.
Because they have to use what is on the DEERS.
Yes.
What you enrolled in DEERS with. And
what's on my ID card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a problem. So we tried to talk with the, SATO? SATO Travel?
Yeah.
So we tried to talk to SATO and ask them if they could change my name. They're like, well, no, because that's tampering of government property.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because this is not the name that you come up with in the system.
Yes.
So we cannot give a ticket to just a random name, which is understandable. I understand what this is.
Of course. You would think, though, if you have documentation and an official passport and all that, we'd be like, can you figure it out? But
some sort of amendment in there.
Yeah.
And then we also tried to call the airline saying, hey, because once you get your plane ticket, you have your reservation number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then if you go online, you can add your passport information and everything.
Sure.
So it's like, well, maybe it'd be that simple that you can just change your last name. Yeah, it's not that simple.
No.
Well, no, because you're still having to present your orders as to why you're going into the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it has your married name.
Yeah.
But I feel like that we could have worked around. Like if my plane tickets were under my maiden name, but orders were into my married name, if I would have shown a marriage certificate, they would have been like, okay, just go. Mm-hmm. But because my passport don't match plane ticket, that's a bigger problem because I would run into the problem as soon as I get to the front desk. Mm-hmm. The orders thing gets later when you get into the US through customs and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was problem number one. So I looked into it. I'm currently registered at the embassy in London because I live here now. So all my paperwork goes through London. And they told me, they're like, oh no, you can change your last name. I was like, oh, okay. Well, my whole life I was told I couldn't. So this is kind of news to me.
Yeah.
So they told me all the things I had to do. I had to get a change of name deed, which basically says that I renounce my name, and I had to sign it. It was pretty
Jeez,
like
they have to make it so like official and like terrifying when you do it. It's like I'm not leaving this name; it's still mine.
And almost making it like it was
You're
bad to be
throwing it away.
It makes you feel
trashing it
like a treason. This is what
treason.
It feels.
Yes,
treason.
Oh, treason! Yeah, it just makes like I had to sign it, and I was like, oh my god, it's like I'm betraying my country.
I'm betraying my country of the most delicious beer and waffles and chocolate.
But at least I was like, well, at least I can get, the change of name. So basically I had to give that, and then the consul signed it off on it and changed my name in the Belgian registry. Mm-hmm. So after that, I had to do a new passport that was about £80 to get it renewed, and that had my married name on it now. Mm-hmm. So now I have still a Belgian passport, but it has my married name on it, not my maiden name anymore.
Yeah.
So in the Belgian system, I am now my married name and not my maiden name anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
I told my parents, and they were kind of like, "Oh,
great.
So you're not with us anymore."
Yeah. Great. You're not part of this family anymore.
Officially not.
We renounce you.
Yeah.
You are no longer a child. You are now property of the U.S. government.
Yep. So
because you are.
I am. So with that, now the problem of the ticket is okay. The problem of the orders and everything that is
good to go.
That's good. Now we run into the problem of me being able to stay in the country.
Trump's going to kick you out and build a wall around you. Just you. Don't be hitting my furniture with your water bottle.
So, entering the country. So now I can enter the country.
There's a wall.
They're putting it up right before you get there. It's going to be up.
Yep.
It says,
at least I'm not Mexican. So I got that going for me.
Hey, I have that going for me because I am Mexican.
You do. You make the most delicious food in the entire world.
Gracias.
Yeah.
I told you I was requested some salsa today. Again, for the fire station. Again. Mm-hmm. Am I going to get any of that?
No. I made salsa, but it's not like your salsa.
I will teach you my ways.
I know. I need to learn and retain it. That's my problem.
It's super easy.
Retaining the recipes, I don't know.
Melissa's more Mexican than I am, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, go on, Melissa. Sorry, we just keep interrupting you.
So, the staying in country is... I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to play out. We had to do the paperwork for the green card. We had to start that, but that's expensive and it takes a long time.
Yeah.
So we filled in the paperwork, and basically, like, so we send it to the embassy of the United States in the UK, and they send it back to the US, like actual continental US.
Okay.
And depending on which place takes it upon themselves to
review it.
Yeah. The waiting time is different. Like you have one, I believe, is in Vermont, like somewhere on the East Coast, like Maryland or something.
Yeah.
And that's about like 6 to 8 months, which is already seems a long time. Mm-hmm. But California, as a reviewing time period of 36 to 48 months.
Holy shit.
So, that's 3 to 4 years.
Holy cow.
Those Californians, I'm telling you.
Jeez, what do they do? Trusted. What do they do all day?
Well, see, like
surfing.
Sunbathe.
The thing is, once your application has been accepted and it's under review, you are allowed to be in country.
Okay.
Because
that's good.
Yeah, so you are under review. So you're not illegal yet. Because they don't know your status.
Yeah.
So, I can't even imagine living in the US for 3 to 4 years and then having your paperwork come back to you and they tell you, like, we didn't give you a green card.
And you need to leave the country.
Yeah. You've been living there for 4 years.
Yeah. 4 years is enough to establish a life there.
Absolutely.
Completely.
I mean, in the future, like, have children, which will be American children. And then what? You have to leave them behind?
Yeah.
Leave your children behind.
Yeah, because now you are illegal.
Yeah.
Because your green card has been denied, and they don't give you, like, we know you've been here for 4 years, we don't give you, like, 6 months to, like, pack your things and go. No. Like, as soon as that letter comes back, you have to leave the next day.
Wow. Well, that's really sudden, too, because that's not fair, because that doesn't give you any time to process what has just happened.
No.
Yeah.
Or even that's not fair, like, to make you leave the country and you're here living with your husband. I don't know. That's stupid. And it's scary, yeah, because you could be waiting 3 to 4 years in order to hear what's going to happen. You know, you're anticipating this.
And you've done everything correctly,
Yeah.
you know, by the book, and they can still deny you and send you packing and then breaking up families, which is awful, sending you back to a life that you haven't lived in a very long time. And I say that because even for us, we've been overseas for a few years, going back to the States, it's such a culture shock. Things change in the matter of months, I swear, and everything just runs different. And then you're like, I don't want this life anymore.
I don't want to go back.
I don't want to go back.
That's what I keep telling you.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back.
I want to go drive roundabouts.
I like roundabouts.
I don't like street lights.
There's a few roundabouts throughout the country, just a few of them.
And people don't know how to use them.
No, my brother-in-law sent me a video of him doing a roundabout. Sure. I mean, somebody else was videotaping while he was doing the roundabout, of course. But then he sent me a message saying, like, I learned from the best because we went through a lot of roundabouts here.
Roundabouts, no stop signs, yield.
Yield, don't stop.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, I know. I tell Dave I don't want to go back yet. I just don't. I'm not ready. I just want to do. I want to travel a lot more, and I'm just not ready to go back to that.
Yeah.
Life.
But Melissa has never lived in the States. She's visited plenty of times, but she hasn't lived. So
I think that's exciting, though, too. Like I mean, it's like us coming over to a new country. You know, I mean, it's the same thing, and so it's a new experience for you. And because it's like I've lived in America for my whole life, so I'm like,
whatever.
I'm over it right now. I just want to do
nothing special.
Other things, but like Melissa, you haven't, so it's like a whole new experience for you. All the food.
Yes.
What are you looking forward to the most?
The food.
The food.
I don't blame you. The fucking Mexican food.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
And AC.
And air conditioning.
Central air throughout your whole house.
Gigantic garages.
Well, where you're going to be at, it's going to be hot a lot. So air conditioning and lots of outdoor stuff. Where
Swimming.
You're not being threatened by rain all the time.
Yeah.
Because it does rain a lot in Belgium, too. Yeah.
But, so even for Brian, it's going to be a culture shock. He's been in the service for 13 years. Hasn't lived in the States for 10.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I say, all the stuff everywhere he's been. You said Japan and Belgium, Germany, and now here in the UK.
Yeah.
So lucky him. Huh?
Someone looked at like his record of wherever he's in. They're like, "Whoa, how this guy slip
Wait
by?
a minute.
He's been having way too much fun." And they're gonna send him back, and he's gonna be like, "I don't want to live here." But he's gonna he adapts pretty well to wherever he's at.
Yeah, he does. He's a military kid, so he grew up that way.
He knows. Yeah,
that's
knows
right.
How
He
to
was a
adapt.
military kid. Yeah,
that's awesome too.
Yeah,
that's good.
But then also to go back to the immigration process.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So there's I've had a lot of people asking me, because I'm a military spouse, does that give me any
like priority over?
Yes, it doesn't.
No.
Nothing. No. It doesn't help at all. The only thing is just the chances of my green card being approved are higher because I'm a spouse, but the fact that he's in the military doesn't change anything.
Okay.
The military gives you one thing, it's called Parole in Place program.
Okay.
And basically that's another thing that we filed. It just gives you like basically the military is like, yeah, she's good. She's been, and she's in the military system. She never committed a crime or anything. We are taking like responsibility for her. Mm-hmm. Because I'm on orders and because I'm a military spouse, they're like, that's what the parole system. I'm on parole. I'm on parole.
You're like haven't committed any crimes. Now, is there like a set time that you are allowed to stay in the States?
So on a tourist visa, so if I don't have a green card, if I'm not in the parole in place system, I am only allowed to be in country for 90 days.
90 days.
Oh, wow.
I have to have a return ticket when I go through customs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. If you don't, then you get questioned, and sometimes they just deport you right then and there because they don't know if you're actually going to stay 90 days or not, which makes sense.
Of
because
course.
If you don't have a return ticket, they have no way of knowing how long you're going to stay.
Yeah.
But you are on the parole system.
I haven't heard anything back yet.
Oh, okay.
So you're waiting to hear back if...
Yes. I haven't... The green card process and... the parole in place, I haven't heard anything back. So to this day, I do not know if I'll be able to stay longer than 90 days.
Okay.
Right. So until you hear back, and they're going to send it through the mail then and let you know?
Yeah.
Now, do you have your tickets already?
Yeah.
Do you have a return ticket? No. That's so scary.
Yes, so I know that once we're gonna land in the United States, I will be stopped by customs and probably put in those scary rooms and be interrogated. The reason why I'm there, the reason why I don't have a return ticket, especially if I don't hear anything back from the green card or the parole in place system.
Yeah. Sure.
Especially in today's age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully though, since you guys have done it a good amount of time before you're leaving, too, you hear something, hopefully.
I don't know.
As long as somebody does their job.
We're down to a few weeks with our time with Melissa here.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, it's very upsetting. I don't want you leaving. Yeah. But I'm also really excited for you, too, because...
I'm not.
Of all the food that you get to eat. Just send us pictures of your food.
I will.
So I can cry.
I'll send you the delicious foods and their delicious prices. Affordable.
Yeah. Affordable prices.
Affordable pricing, unlike here sometimes. Oh, man.
Only some things are affordable here, like potatoes.
Yeah.
And carrots.
I'll send you a picture of myself in a Walmart parking lot.
Oh, yeah. Walmart.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that Walmart.
I like Walmart.
Huh?
Do you want me to take a picture in Target?
No.
In Old Navy.
Old Navy.
In the clearance section?
Yeah.
Yes.
You go in there and those racks and racks and racks of clearance items.
The kids' clearance section. Be like, these shorts for my son for $1.
Yeah. They'll have
send you stuff.
They have clearance items and they are on sale, and you also get military discount on top of it too.
Yeah.
Fucking love Old Navy.
And super cash.
Fucking super cash.
With your credit card. Sorry.
I know.
But yeah,
really
so I am excited. I'm just a little scared because I'm a foreigner.
Of course.
And, I'm going into a country where the political climate right now is very against foreigners.
It's okay because you're white.
I am. And I speak French.
You'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be
people
exotic.
Think I'm like fancy, like a fancy immigrant, you know?
Mm-hmm. Whereas me, I'm brown. They're like, no, sorry, we have you in abundance. Get out. Go back to your country.
I can understand you being stressed. I don't blame you at all. I hope it goes a lot better than
the possibilities of it going bad are very slim. I think, though. I think you're doing everything with the right channels and everything in the right way. I think luck's on your side.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be okay. It's nerve-wracking because it's unknown. You have no idea. You don't know what they're going to do or what they'll do and say and decide. So it's stressful, but...
Because what I was thinking, too, and I don't even know if that's the case or not, but in my opinion, if I show up to the airport with a military ID card, a valid passport, even though it's not an American passport, but I'm a valid passport holder, I have an ID card, and I'm on military orders... In my opinion, they should let me stay for the duration of the duration that my husband will be stationed there.
Right.
That would make sense, of course.
Yeah.
Now, once he gets stationed somewhere else, or even if he gets deployed, then I cannot stay in country because he would be the reason I am in country.
Right, because he is your sponsor. So once your sponsor's not in the country, then it's like, what do we do with you?
That's right. This is because that's what happens for you guys.
Because you can't even work.
No.
Yeah.
Because you need to have a social, and if I don't have a green card, I don't have a social, I can't work.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens with you guys when you come overseas. You are on military orders, you have a military ID, and that's the reason why you're in country.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you're here, because you're the spouse of a military member.
Exactly.
Why is this not that way for me?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
We can't stay either. I mean, if our spouse gets deployed, we can stay, obviously.
Yeah, but you cannot overstay the time and orders.
Unless we have like a GS job on base, then we can.
Yeah, but you have a reason to be
Yes,
here.
exactly.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, the reason for me to be in the U.S. would be because my husband's military is stationed there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that should allow me to stay in country.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't work that way.
No.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. It should.
America, get it together.
Get your shit together, people.
Yeah.
Do you see these ideas? Use them.
We will solve them for you.
We
Let
have
me be president.
Melissa's got great problem-solving skills right now. We just heard it.
Yeah. Melissa for president.
I can't because I'm not
2020?
You have to be born in the U.S.
Yeah, that's bullshit too.
I don't believe that.
I'm sure political figures that are not born in America that should be president. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. You could be a political figure. You could be a senator, I believe, or a congress man or woman.
Hitting our microphone.
Sorry.
There's so many
you
things.
You cannot be president.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Melissa's Belgian. She likes to talk with her hands, so she just smacked our microphone.
My mom's Italian, so sorry. Yeah. Not sorry.
Well, if you're Italian, you have to pinch all your fingers together. Mm-hmm. Like your...
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, the pizza. That's really bad, sorry. I apologize to all Italians all over.
You just offended a whole lot of people.
Yes, I did. Sorry.
There's a lot of red over there.
We made the computer screen red. What is one thing that you are going to miss? Aside from your family, obviously, I know you're going to miss your family a lot, but the one thing they're going to be like, shit, I can't get that in America.
Like a tangible thing? Or like...
Anything, yeah.
From Belgium or from the UK? Or from Europe?
Just from living in Europe. I miss Belgium, so... Just all of Belgium, so...
I like the food.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I am going to miss some things, but honestly, like, sometimes I go back home... Mm-hmm. And obviously, like, I'm happy because I see my friends and family, but I really don't like the mentality.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm there and I go downtown and I see all those people just, like, staring at you and just having this mad look on their face and they look angry at the world.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't miss that at all.
The scowls on their face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were just scowling at me because I was American.
No, they're just like that with everyone.
That's how I feel sometimes here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's a Europe thing.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because Europe is so touristy, all of Europe, and people are always being approached by foreigners, us Americans, foreigners here. And I'd be like, where's this place? And they're like, oh, I'm sick of your face.
Because even right now, like, I drive back to see my family and we have cars, we have British cars.
Yeah.
And we have British license plates. And, like, we would stop at the gas station and fill the tank and I can see people already have this, like... angry look on their face, and then I just show up in there and I speak French to them and they're like, oh, you're from here? And I'm like, yeah, stop judging people just because of their license plate.
Yeah.
You're at least in my hometown, maybe it's different in other towns. I'm from Mons, by the way. Mm-hmm. But Chèvres Air Base.
Right there.
And Shape also.
Yeah.
Which is a NATO base, but anyway. Sidebar. They're just really judgmental.
Yeah.
A lot of people are judgmental in my hometown. Like, I have tattoos, and my husband has a lot of tattoos, and he's always stared down everywhere we go.
Yeah.
It bothers me.
It's that old, closed-minded mentality, and people don't, like, change.
No. I don't have that when I go to London. People don't care.
People in London are awesome.
Yeah, you can walk in your underwear and people are like, oh, she must be cold. But that's the only thing they would say.
Well, it's like a big thing. It's something about like riding the tube naked or something. There's like a whole huge, they do like big things like that all the time. And
people are riding the tube naked?
There's one where they'll be at there's like a whole event on it.
I need to see this.
It's crazy.
I had one of my coworkers who was going to the London Comic-Con. And he was in a full-blown Darth Vader outfit.
That's awesome.
Full everything he had to do. It was a really nice one. And he was riding the tube, and people didn't even care. They were like, man, it's
like a normal thing for them, and they're so used to that. It doesn't faze them,
yeah.
No, I mean,
I love that.
They're really jaded to that.
Yeah, so. I find it so fascinating, all the different people and everything, and the things that they do. I mean, I was on the tube one time, and they were walking down the whole thing and playing instruments, singing songs. I was like... This is weird, but awesome we were there. At the same time.
I was there, wasn't I? Weren't we there?
I don't know. It was one of the first times I rode it I was there with my kids and Dave.
I think, I don't know. I must have experienced that somewhere else because I remember seeing that too.
That kind of sucks to have when people have that mentality. Mm-hmm. It makes you not want to be around that at all.
I mean, honestly, like, the only thing I would miss is my family, my friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, like, the things that I know. But even some people that I was in school with, I would see them now, and I'm just like, how can you be so close-minded?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's crazy to me. And that I honestly do not miss that about Belgium. I really don't. I miss some things, but like there's really not that many other than if my family and friends would come with me, I could never go back to Belgium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it comes with that small town mentality. It's like when we go home to our hometown, and we've mentioned this before, but it's like nothing changes with the people. Like the town grows, the town changes itself with different buildings, establishments, stuff like that, but the people are the same and they have the same mentality, and it's like, okay, well, I already experienced a different culture. I've been here, I've been there. Like, I see how things work here and they work there. And then I come back to my hometown where nothing has changed as far as, like, the people. And I totally get it. It's like, you know, the mentality I've been judged a lot by my own family members. It's like, you know, for trying to be a little bit more positive in my life, and I've gotten, you know, scolded for that. It's like, really? Like, I'm just trying to live a better life. I've seen shit. Yeah. I've seen it.
I've seen the world.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the world.
You've been able to, I mean, you've seen a lot now since being married to Brian and everything too. I mean, it's opened up your eyes to a whole bunch of different stuff. And so you're open for the change. You're in it.
Even I remember, like, so when we moved to Germany, that was my first time living without my parents. Mm-hmm. I was living on my own with someone else. Mm-hmm. So I've never actually lived alone. I've never done that. So it was really weird because he would do certain things because it's in his culture that didn't make sense to me because it was not in my culture.
Okay, yeah.
Like, one small thing, like, in the American culture, you do not put both hands on the table when you're eating. That's, you know, you just use your hand that you're eating food, and the other one you just put it on your lap or something.
Yeah.
This is a no-no in my culture. My mom would always tell me, put both hands on the table. We even have a joke about that. I hope I'm not going to offend anyone.
It doesn't matter. Offend away.
Do it.
Because even when Brian would come to my house, and when I had other friends coming to my house, and they would keep their hand on their lap, there's a saying that says it's because they always keep a hand on their gun. Just in case, you know, you just have to whip it out. So, yeah, that's
the gun.
Yeah, the gun. Yeah.
Don't whip out your dick.
Not penises.
Well, yeah, that's a big one for me. Mm-hmm. And then if you go to a restaurant in Belgium, or even I think probably all over Europe, and you book a table, they would not have someone else set for that table on the same night. So let's say you have reservations for like 7 p.m. And the restaurant closes at 11. There's not going to be anybody else waiting for your table, because we do not eat, pay, leave. That's not in our culture.
Yeah.
It takes a long time when you go out to eat at a restaurant in Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you going to the States or having experienced that in Germany, because let's face it, like Ramstein is super Americanized.
Yes, it's American.
So when you go and you eat in an American restaurant, you sit down, they bring you your food almost right away, and they keep your drinks refilled, and then right away they're like bugging you, can I help you with anything else? Is everything okay?
Always.
Yeah. And then they come back with your bill.
Yeah.
Sometimes they bring you out your meal with a bill and a to-go box already just to get you the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And so that was a culture shock for you to see 100%. That.
It's all about the numbers in American restaurants. All about the numbers.
And for me, when we moved to Belgium and going to the restaurant for the first time, it's like, why aren't they coming to our table?
Yeah.
Well, close your fucking menu, Veronica, and then they'll come to the table. Or like wave them over, put in your order. They bring you a drink, which is like 3 ounces of liquid. That's it. That's all you get, and it's expensive. And then they bring you your meal, and sometimes you have like starters, and you're just eating nonstop, and they don't come to your table until you wave them over. And that was a culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Same thing to get the bill. It's like you have to ask for it. They're not just gonna bring it to you.
It is a weird thing. That's what we always tell everyone who comes.
But it's kind of nice like, to experience it.
Just take your time.
Exactly. It's like you don't have to be rushed out. It's okay.
I mean, you can go to like a restaurant and be like, hey, I'm in a time crunch. Can you put my order as fast as you can, have the food get out as soon as it's ready, and then we gotta go. They're like, yeah, that's fine.
Right.
But if you don't tell anything, you will be there forever.
Yeah.
And it was really weird because I remember Brian and I would go on dates. Like there was a little pizza place after the bridge, pizzeria. Super good, by the way, if you guys get stationed there. It's really nice. And, like, I was still eating, and he was leaving. Like, he was getting out of his chair. I'm like, can I, like, finish and, like, wait for a second? You know, like, just hang out, have a digest a little bit, and get a coffee. Yeah. He's like, oh, okay. And, like, it was really hard for him. And this was just, like, it was a culture shock. And it was one of others. Because I didn't think there was going to be a culture shock. Because I'm like, well, it's like a Western culture thing. You know, it's not like he's from Asia or something. Like, it's a pretty, like, the cultures are pretty similar. It's not. No. There's a lot of differences.
Oh, yeah. The eating is, I like it a lot better when you're not feeling like you have to get out.
Yeah.
And so they can fill another
table. They
don't
push you out.
No. It's so nice. Like, that's, like, America. Stop being so money hungry, for the love of God.
Sometimes, though, like, if you have some places that you can make reservations, and as soon as you make your reservation, they would send you, like, a confirmation back, and they would tell you, like, you have this table for 2 or 3 hours. Okay. They tell you right away, as soon as you make a reservation, this is the time you have to leave.
Yeah.
That's so good. You can plan around that. Yeah.
That's nice. And still giving you 2-3 hours. To sit at a table.
You're not going to get less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
So for America, if you're listening, if you own your restaurant, leave the people alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but leave them alone. The thing that I've noticed is that some people like that. Maybe not you guys, but I've seen Americans going to a local restaurant in Belgium, and they get pissed off because they don't get refills. They don't get...
definitely.
They're fully Americanized.
Or, like, very, like, catered for. Some people, like, really, like, hold you by the hand and, like, would you like anything? Oh, can I pour you this? Do you want ketchup? Do you want this?
Well,
do you want that?
That's what we're used to. That's how we grew up, and that's how we do it all the time. So coming here, you have to have an open mind to that. Like, it was weird the first time, like, ordering up at the bar. What am I doing?
Oh, yeah. Here in the UK, you have to go up and order your food, and then they'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
Give them your table number, which is actually a pretty good system, if you think about it.
Great.
I like that because you pay first.
You pay for it. Yes. Yeah, it's all been paid for.
You're already done, so you can eat and take your time, and then you're not waiting around for a bill. Yeah. And even so, like, it's always had to tell people, like, you have to ask for the bill. It's not going to just appear.
The bill was a different thing, too. So when I was stationed in Germany, I used to work in a restaurant on base. And they really helped me, honestly, for the culture and, like, just the slang and just the military wordage and all the slang. And, like, that comes with the military. Not necessarily Americans, but just military in general. And that really helped me. Even just, I used to be very, very introvert and shy because I thought my English wasn't good. So it was...
Your English is better than mine.
But, like, it really helped me to go over that because, in my opinion, it might be wrong again, but I feel like Americans are a lot more forward. Like, they can walk up to someone on the street like, I really like your shoes. That is not something you do in Europe. Like, people are not going to do that. So it was really hard for me to just go up to someone and talk to them. This is not something that I was used to at all. But working in a restaurant, that helped me because I didn't have a choice. Like, I have to go up to people and ask them what they want to eat. This is my job. This is what I paid for.
You had to do it.
Yes.
I feel like you're right about the being forward with us Americans. Like, we don't have any issue going up to someone and... I compliment people on their pants or whatever all the time. Their pants. But I feel like your language French translated into English it comes off really harsh. Like, oh, like it's so literal. Like the words are just.
Yeah. That's, it just takes practice because you can't translate literally things because you can already tell. If someone is doing that way, you can already tell.
Yeah.
Like from the get-go that it's not going to be right.
Yeah.
This is not going to be right because just the sentence structure is different.
Right.
The way when I was learning, I would always think in French and then translate it and then just like vomit it out.
Yeah.
It was terrible. This is not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to create that sentence in the language that you're going to say it. But that takes practice. Now, I speak English. I don't think in French anymore.
Yeah.
I speak English and I think in English now.
Really?
Yeah. And it's really weird because I would go back to Belgium, speak French, and I forget some words. The words don't come into my mind in French anymore. They come in English.
Oh, yeah. How funny.
It's terrible. My parents call me Jean-Claude Van Damme. Because he's lived in the States for so long. He's Belgian.
Yeah.
Which,
the muscles from Brussels.
Yes. And he's lived in the States for so long that his French is terrible. It's just like Franglish. It's just a mixed mash of words. Funny. And they call me that way because there's words that I don't remember. So
I see it because I'm like that too. I mean, I grew up speaking only Spanish, and so I'm fluent in both languages. I can read and write both languages, but I do find myself in a mishmash of words in my brain when I'm thinking, and sometimes like things will come out and it's Spanglish. With my kids, Spanglish. Mostly Spanish, but when it's like around Kyle, Spanglish. When I'm yelling at him, Spanglish. And when I've been drinking, Spanglish. With my girls.
Viva Mexico!
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, I feel you on that one because it is.
So how does it feel for you when you go back and you speak Spanish with your mom? And then you like turn around and speak to Kyle in English.
Oh yeah, I have to translate. Right? And I mean, he's picked up a lot of Spanish since we've been married, especially since we've had kids. But he doesn't feel confident.
Because see, like my parents don't speak English or barely know English, and
same.
Brian understands French but doesn't speak it. Mm-hmm. So every time we go home, I just have to be a translator in between, and I just get exhausted.
It's exhausting. Because
it's just that. It's really hard on your brain because when I speak French, I think French. And then I like switch and speak English and think English.
Yeah.
And it's just this back and forth in your brain, and it's exhausting.
That's a lot of work for your brain.
After 2 or 3 hours, I'm like, I just need a nap. Just leave me alone. Use Google Translate. I don't care.
I need a reboot. Yeah, Google Translate has that thing you can talk.
Yeah, but it's terrible.
Translation I know.
Terrible.
Again, it's like literal translation. So.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
But Brian has spoken to my mom like that, and like I remember because at first I was like, I don't really want to take a shower because I don't want to leave you guys here and you can't communicate, can't talk to each other.
Yeah, I can't leave you in the same room because it's,
And then I remember one time I went to the bathroom and I came back and I just see my mom and Brian just communicating through phones each other. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah. That's so funny.
Aww.
So they just like communicate between phones now. It's funny.
Yeah.
My neighbor in Belgium used to come over with like a little translation book, and I would have to stand there, wait for her to be like, "Oh, you come over for dinner," and I was like, "Oh, that's easy." I was like, "Yes," and I was like, "I was such a bitch. Why didn't I make more of an effort to learn French? I didn't." I was like,
"Because you don't need to." That's the problem.
That it was a problem because everywhere we went, where we were at, everyone spoke English. Yes. Everyone, and it's like I should have made more of an effort other than just the simple sentences to get by, which I don't know. Yeah. I still don't.
Because like my parents say that to Brian all the time that he should learn French. Like I feel like now he probably should because he's married to someone who speaks French. Mm-hmm. But before we got married, there was no reason for him to. Because then he would have had to learn French, German, and Japanese. Yeah. There's no way you can learn all those languages.
And British.
And British.
Yeah. There are words here that are weird.
Yeah. We don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Even for me. Even though I learned British English in high school. But my teacher when I was in college was American.
That's why you don't have an accent.
That's the reason why my accent is more American.
True. Because a lot of times the people that I've encountered here in Europe that have learned English, it's British English.
And it's the same. If they learn, like when I learned Spanish, I learned Spain Spanish, not Mexican Spanish or South America Spanish.
Latin American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Yeah.
No, Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Ibiza. It's weird. It was on the radio a lot, and that's what they kept talking about, this trip to Ibiza. I'm like, where are you going?
No, it can
be how you say it.
If you're reading it in Spanish in Spain, that's how they say it, because their Z's and their C's are all pronounced like a TH. But if you're reading it anywhere else, you pronounce that goddamn Z.
Yeah, it's so
pronounce
weird.
Pronounce your Z's,
Your Zs. Oh
your Zs. Yeah. That's what they call them here. It's like A through Z.
Your zebras.
Your zebra.
But yeah, so it was kind of weird for me too, because all those words, I know them because I had to learn them in British English.
Yeah.
But I know what they mean, and sometimes I have to tell Brian because like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I know what it means. Okay, so it's more. Like no, that's how I learned. That's French.
Courgette,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Or aubergine.
Aubergine is French.
You mean zucchini and eggplant?
All those fancy words, and that's the funny thing is that I'm better at it now. But when I was still learning, I would like. There's a word that I don't know how to say it in English. I know it in French. I don't know how to say it in English. So I just tempt it. I'm like, meh. What's the worst case that can happen? You know, just it's not right. So I would say the French word with with the American accent. And then Brian would be like, wow, that's such a fancy word. I'm like, yeah, it's French. It's just a French word with an American accent. That's all it is.
What word was it?
So it was the word dissuasive. Have you ever heard
Dissuasive?
of it?
Yeah.
That's French. It comes from dissuasif.
Oh,
Ooh.
c'est joli.
But so I was like, I'm just going to attempt it. So I said it. It's like, wow, that's like a big word. I'm like, it's a French word.
Yeah.
That's not big. It's just French.
I've just made it up.
But a lot of fancy words in English are French.
Or French, yeah.
So I'm okay. I sound super fancy.
Yes, you do. And sophisticated and just, yeah.
Yeah.
You fancy.
You fancy with your French.
French.
You're French.
Also, I just
Belgian
want to
press.
point out, yes, I'm not French. I just want people to understand. Belgium is not France.
No.
Those are two different countries.
Mm-hmm.
I do speak French, but I am not French. I am not French.
In Belgium,
Just in case you didn't get it.
in Belgium, they speak Flemish, which is pretty much Dutch.
It's like Dutch,
yeah. French, and a small portion speaks German.
Yes.
More like on the German border.
We live in 11 million people, which is the amount of people that live in New York City in one country, and we speak 3 languages. Yes.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's official, too. It's 3 official
One
languages.
as big as New York City, as many people as New York City, and you know there's 3 languages.
I don't know.
No, I know.
3
I'm saying at least they have 3 languages, and America's not willing to learn Spanish. You know, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's so funny because, yes, the country is so small, and it's like the southern part speaks French, but the northern part speaks Flemish. It's like, where do you meet in the middle? Why don't you know? Yes, Brussels. It's like, do you speak both languages here? Like, do they?
So there's a hate of each other.
That's so weird
in Belgium.
to me.
Like, I don't really like Flemish people, and Flemish people don't like people from Wallonia, which is the south.
It's the same country. I don't get it.
But no, it's just there's a story. It's history. That's the reason why you don't like each other.
Let's unite these people with waffles. Because the waffles
because you
are
also
amazing.
have 2 different kinds.
Liège
There's
and Brussels. Yeah. The
There's 2
Liège
different
ones are
kinds
the
of
best.
waffles?
Come
Yes.
at me. I don't care.
There's 2 kinds.
Brussels are just plain.
There's Liège that has sugar pearls.
Oh, that's the one I like.
I made them for New Year's,
You
remember?
did, and I just love them to death.
Yes.
They have them at Sainsbury's.
Yes.
You have to go and get.
delicious.
You know what? There's a place in Cambridge. The guy is from Liège, and he makes them. And there, it was like, oh, it took me back. I was like, it took me back.
Okay, do you want to know the history? Why we hate each other?
Why do you hate each other?
Back in the day, it was about like between World War I and World War II. The southern-speaking part, Wallonia, was had a lot of industries. We had a lot of coal mining. We had a lot of natural gas drilling. We had a lot of steel industries. So all the people from the north, from Flanders, came to work in Wallonia because that's where the money was. So we helped them out and stuff. And then when they were settled and like, okay, we have money, we can start our business now, they moved back home in Flanders and started their business, which was fine. Like then the entire country was thriving, just the different things, you know, like southern part was more industrial, like blue collar, and then the northern part was more white collar. Color, right? Color.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the industry collapsed. The coal mining, natural gas, steel, all those industries collapsed, the same as in the States. And the Wallonians didn't have jobs anymore because that was our job. We didn't have any other means of getting money. So we tried to go to Flanders because we're like, hey, now, you know, we helped you guys out when you guys didn't have money. Can you help us? And like, no.
That's what money does to you. It turns you evil.
Yeah.
It does.
So they didn't allow us to work with them, to work for them. So we just stayed in poverty while they were thriving. we're still very, very bitter about it.
Yeah.
So, because, we helped them. Why you never helped me? And even to this day, like, Wallonia has more poverty than Flanders do.
Mm-hmm.
But they refuse to give us some of their money, of their income, because they're like, we made this with our own money. Why would we help you? Well, because we helped you when you needed it.
Yeah. It only makes sense. Like, help us. We helped you, help us now.
Yeah.
But now they want to be independent. Because they're like, we don't want to be attached to the leash that's Wallonia.
Oh. So. Antwerp is in Flanders.
Yes.
They're the diamond capital of the world.
Antwerp, Ghent, Bruges, part of Brussels.
Mm-hmm.
All those, like, the fancy places that tourists go to.
Yeah.
It's Flanders.
Traders. Go visit the southern part, which is still very pretty.
Yeah, but it has less money.
That's why. Go visit so you can go check it out. Go to Cambrai-Casteau and visit Parc Paradisio. Yeah. Or Paradisa, whatever it's called now.
Go to Bastogne.
Oh,
go to, what's down there? In the Ardennes. It's like foresty and super pretty.
Yeah, you can, every year they do the walk, the Battle of the Bulge walk, and you get to go. It's like, when we did it, it was like a 3-mile hike, 11-mile hike, or a 22-mile hike. Whoa. We did the 11-mile hike. Yeah, it took us like 6 hours because we were trekking and we were stopping. There was like stops through there with like, they had brats and beer and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really, it's a really cool thing. It's in December, so it's really cool. So really like bundle up. And you could like go through the woods and you see like the old foxholes like where during World War II, and there's like reenactments, and it's really, I'm getting like goosebumps from it. But it's really, really cool to do and say like you walk that, and it's like, our troops had to do this with gear and wounded and hungry and cold. And it's like, it's moving.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool to see. We did that 11-mile one. And you get to see a lot of the countryside, which is really pretty. You're down like these old country roads and it's just like green as far as the eye can see. And like, they have giant cows that look like pigs.
Yes.
They look like pigs, like they're muscular. It looks like they've been pumping iron.
It's a problem. Like, it's actually a mutation. They're called the Blanc-Bleu Belge, which is white-blue Belgian. Doesn't make sense when you translate it. But, so it's basically like through breeding, there's a mutation that started with they build muscle on top of muscle.
It really is. It's so weird.
Freaky.
So they were like, oh, so you are telling me that with this cow I can basically get double the amount of meat with one cow? Oh, we're going to breed those. So through crossbreeding and everything, this is the cow that we have now. They're gigantic.
Yikes.
They're muscular and it's muscle on muscle.
I'm pulling up a picture so Jen can see it because this is no joke.
It's crazy.
They look like giant pigs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like...
It's like John Cena.
They're really lean.
But really bulk up.
Yes.
Also, really bulk them up.
They also skip leg day. Look at their scrawny little legs.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's a mutation. It's not a natural occurring thing.
That is a weird looking cow.
But you get double the meat through one cow.
I mean, it's normal, kind of.
You see them everywhere.
I mean, normal there now. That's fucking weird. They look crazy. That's going on.
We'll have to post a picture. Yeah, I'll have to post a picture.
Holy shit! I wasn't prepared for that. I just see like beefy. Like I thought of a pig.
The cow. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme in cow form.
Holy shit!
Watch out! He will roundhouse your face.
Wow, I can't get that picture of the cow out of my brain now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't wait to share it with everybody. So if anybody's getting stationed in Belgium, I hope this is a good episode for you too, because we've been talking about it quite a bit.
Belgium's awesome.
It is awesome.
Other than the people.
No, even the people. I enjoyed everything. I guess where we were at in our neighborhood, they've seen a lot of Americans coming in through there, and they were great. And we went back like 2 years ago we were driving down to Paris for my son's birthday, and we stopped there, and they were our neighbors. They were so nice and so happy to see us. It was great. I had an amazing time while we were there. I felt for the longest time like that was my home. Like we went to Montana after that, and I like yearned for it. I was like, that was my home. Like that's where I became a mother, and it was just home.
Yeah.
I made great friends there. I gained a lot of weight while I was there too.
Because waffles will sneak up on you.
Oh, the beer. Oh my gosh, the beer that we were having and the chocolate.
You know, it's funny because sometimes we meet, like, Americans, and I tell them I'm from Belgium. They're like, oh, I love Belgian beer. I love a Blue Moon. I'm like,
that's
fuck you.
Belgian style beer. Yeah.
First of all.
That's not Belgian beer, guys.
No.
Or they pour you Hoegaarden with a slice of orange. Please don't.
Oh my god. I remember.
Stop dressing your beers with fruit.
This is my issue every time we go to the bar on base, and I'm like, I want not a Blue Moon, a Hoegaarden, because they have it on tap. And I'm like, that was my favorite Belgian beer. And they stick a fucking orange in there. I'm like, and I want to throw it at the bartender. I was like, what are you thinking?
Not Blue Moon.
No, even in my Blue Moon.
Still, you should not.
No.
I thought that was the weirdest thing. The first time I ever I ordered a Blue Moon, and they gave me this giant Blue Moon with an orange slice on it. And I was like, what?
Is this sangria? No, I ordered beer.
I was like, what does this do?
Take your fruitiness and shove it up your ass.
Do I put the orange inside? That sounds gross.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah. Eat it?
It's not a cocktail.
No.
It's not a Bloody Mary. Just keep your shit.
No.
I don't enjoy it.
Don't put fruit in beer. Like, come on. Stop it. It doesn't belong on your glass.
Speaking of fruit and beer, they do have really good beer that is fruit. Like blueberry, banana.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Fruity tasting beer, fruity flavored beers, fine. Yeah. Don't put the fruit on the beer.
If I wanted to have fruit in my beer, I would have put it there myself. No, just kidding. I would have asked for it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, don't be putting any oranges in my beer.
Don't waste your orange on me. I don't want it.
Yeah. Save the orange trees.
I would like to see you throw it at the bartender and have it stuck on his forehead.
Seriously, like every time. Yeah, when
I don't want this.
At the bar on base, they did that with Hoegaarden, and I was like, what? This is not a Blue Moon. Also, don't put it in my Blue Moon either. I'm gonna stick blueberries in your Bud Light. See how you like it. Just 3 random blueberries.
It's water anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that was really good.
Yes. I hope we gave you guys information if you are a local national, like overseas, and you're going to the States for the very first time in your life. I hope Melissa was able to give you some insight as to what you're going to possibly encounter. And then when Melissa is on the other side, once she's hopped over that fence and tasted America.
Scaled the wall.
She's going to scale the wall like Spider-Man.
She's gained 50 pounds.
That's okay.
Hey.
That's all right. You'll be happy, though.
You will be so happy.
Yeah.
In that air conditioning.
I don't even think we said where I was going.
We've mentioned you before.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Melissa's going to...
Nuevo Mexico.
Nuevo Mexico. For those of you that don't speak Espanol, it's called New Mexico. So once you get there and you have settled down and hopefully know answers about your green card or this parole thingy, let us know.
We'll have her on again as a special guest once more because we like it.
And if you run into her when you're like at the commissary or something, give her a hug because she's nice. Melissa's the nicest person ever.
You want to be best friends with her.
Yes.
Who doesn't?
She will tell you like it is.
She does, and it's the best.
It is the best. Right, Melissa?
Yes.
Oui. Say something in French.
What do you want me to say?
Say thank you for listening.
Merci d'avoir écouté ce podcast aujourd'hui avec Jen et Véronica. On espère vous voir jeudi prochain.
Oui. Ditto.
That was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Oh my god, it sounds so sophisticated. We're fancy now.
Jen, say it in your language. Your native Arizonan language.
My native Arizona. No, that's Dave's language that I have.
Arizonian.
Arizonian. It's just a dust bowl.
We don't have accents on the West Coast.
I don't have an accent.
Yeah, Valley Girl.
Well, my Valley Girl only comes out after a few drinks, but I'm Central Valley too, so.
Yeah, I don't have an accent. I'm Arizona, so we're just desert people.
We enunciate.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've learned to do it, though.
Melissa?
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
You're welcome.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I hope you had fun.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Thank you for sharing your journey.
Yeah.
It's not over.
It's not over. Just beginning.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Once again, rate us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever your podcast listening platform is, and send us your emails at dependisplaining@gmail.com, or
Facebook us. We'll listen to your messages. Listen.
Yeah.
You could voice message us. I think that works. You could totally do that. I'll listen to your voice. Or you can just, type out a message.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We don't have a lot of followers on Twitter, but it's fine,
It's okay. We're growing.
I don't really know what Twitter is all about anyway. We just try. We try. But we're growing everywhere else, so keep doing it. And keep sharing us.
Yes.
Share us with all your friends. Like we mentioned before, if you have somebody that you think would benefit from one of our episodes that we've done so far, share it with them. You never know.
Yes.
We like it.
We do, yes. Thanks for being here, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about you getting there and just your New Mexican adventure that is soon to begin. Yeah.
With all the green chilies.
Green chili, turquoise jewelry.
Turquoise jewelry. Melissa's going to find us the turquoise jewelry. Yep.
Not Area 51.
No, Roswell.
Roswell, all the way.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Mais rappelle-toi que peu importe où tu vas.
There you are. That was awesome.